Hello and welcome back to a new YouTube video that I'm making. And in this video, we are going to create a server lab. So this server lab will consist of Active Directory domain service and also creating a user, security groups, setting up group policies, organizational units, joining a PC to a domain. There's also many other things, but make sure to go to my website, link in the description below. There will be a blog post that has every YouTube video and exactly what every YouTube video will pertain about. And I'll also leave it in the description below. I'll leave exactly what's going on in the video. I'll also leave some timestamps on the videos so you don't get lost and you'll be able to go through there and view exactly what you want to view. And we'll be using Windows Server 2022 and Windows 10, and both of them are going to be ISOs. So we'll be using a virtual machine. We'll be using VMware in this instance because I think it's better than VirtualBox. Well, I'm more familiar with it, really. So go ahead and download VMware and a Windows 10 ISO from Microsoft, as well as the Windows Server 2022. I'll leave all the links in the description below just in case, but if this is an older video, then the links might not work as time goes on. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's click on VMware. Let it load. Now create a new virtual machine. Don't worry about any of that. That is from my other blog post. So what we want to do is I will install the operating system later. Then you want to go to Microsoft Windows, Windows Server drop down, go to Windows Server 2022, click Next. I'm going to rename mine to Windows Server Lab just because, so I don't get it confused with any other virtual machines that I have. We're going to leave the default disk size, default split virtual disk into multiple files. That should be all right. Click Next, customize hardware. Memory 2 gigabytes should be good. You want to go to new CD, DVD. Now click on use ISO image file. Find your Windows Server 2022 ISO. Put that in. We go to network adapter. We change the virtual network to VMnet 11. And we click finish. Okay, so it should show up. There we go. Double click on it. Windows Server Lab. All right, press any key. And then right here, you want to press enter. So with the VMnet, the purpose of putting in VMnet 11 is because once we put in the other two Windows 10s, we're also going to put them on VMnet 11 so they'll be able to communicate with each other. So once we get to this screen, we want to click next, and we're not going to repair your computer. We're going to install a new operating system. So we let this load. Okay. So we want to do the desktop experience of Windows Server 2022. One is an advanced data center version, and the other two are the command line versions of both the other graphical interface ones. So, nobody really reads this, but if you want to read it, accept the use, and then click custom, and then we're just going to click next here. We wanted to install on the unallocated space. Now we're gonna let this load. It's gonna take a couple minutes, so I'm a time skip it. So it's gonna be like a couple seconds. After it's done downloading, it should reboot by itself. And it took me like 8 minutes for the download to finish and to restart. So it should pull up the page to add a password to the administrator account. Let's see here. It's rebooting. There we go. You want to add a password that you will remember, or you could also write it down. But since this is a lab and I won't be using it for anything else, I'm gonna just create an easy password. Okay, so it's all set up. Okay, now you want to go to the top left, click the little button, and add the password. And you should be logged in. There we go. Nice. Server Manager should pull up automatically. Takes a little bit of time to load. There we go. Press X here. Yeah, I'm gonna put do not show this again. Okay, now what we want to do is go to the File Explorer. Go to File Explorer. This PC, you want to right click, Properties. We're going to change the name of the PC. So you want to do rename this PC. And you can change it to whatever you want, but as you see here, it's going to be a long name and it's not what we want. So I'm going to put server 2022. Next. Restart now. Continue. And it should restart. Okay, so now that it has restarted, hold up, let me let this load. We want to go and search for command prompt, but it's being a little slow. Okay, command prompt. I'm gonna type in CMD. Now what we want to do is do ipconfig. This will show us our IP address and our subnet mask and our default gateway, of course. Now, as you can see here, we have an IP address and we don't want that. It's giving us an IP address, meaning that there's no DHCP server to grab an IP address, so we need to put one in statically. So we want to go to Control Panel. Let's type this in. Let's make it small icons. Now let's go to Network and Sharing Center. So it should show up right there, but let's go to Change Adapter Settings. And then let's click on that. Properties. Want to go to TCP IPv4 so we can type in our IP address and all the other details. Now click use the following IP address. We're going to put 192.168.1.2. 1.2. We're going to use 255.255.255.0. So use the following DNS, type in the same IP address, 192.168.1.2, and this is so we don't have to put in 127.0.0.1 or the loopback address, because sometimes it will mess up the whole server. So you want to go back, close it, and you want to press OK. Okay, so I'm just rechecking this. So you want to close it all. Go back to your server manager. You want to click on local server. Wait for this to load. And it should show the IP address right there. If it doesn't show it, just click the refresh button on the top. And it should show up. Now we're going to add the Active Directory Domain Services role. And this role will give you Active Directory, which is like a database that stores users, computers, group policies, security groups, and also your resources for users to use, such as files, folders, applications, printers. We're also going to promote the server into a domain controller, and the domain controller will respond to authentication and authorizations requests within the domain. Okay, so we want to go to manage, add roles and features. We'll click next. Next. Right here you can see the IP address just in case. Next. Want to do Active Directory domain services. Add that, add features. Next. And right here it shows you all the features it's going to install. Group policy management. You have many others in here. And you want to click next, 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 and install. And it's going to take a couple minutes. So just let it install. So I will be cutting the video here to save us some time. Okay, so you want to close. You see this little triangle here with the exclamation point. You want to press that. And right here it says promote this server to a domain controller. Go ahead and press that. You could add a domain controller to an existing domain or add a new domain to an existing forest. We just want to create a new forest. Okay, so I'm going to do cybersecraft.local. I want to click next. You can make it .com if you really want to. So right here, you can change the functional level, but we're going to keep it 2016 because it's the best one. You want to add a new password. This is for the restore mode. I'm going to just make it the same as the administrator account. Next, you want to click next again. The NetBIOS domain name, you can leave it as is. It's going to give you a default one. There we go. CyberSecCraft. Next. Okay, so here we don't have to worry about this. Next. Click next again. And right here you can review your selections. It shows you everything that you're going to be installing. So next. If you click install the server automatically reboot. The promotion operation. Okay, right here we just wait. Then you want to click install. And this is going to take a couple more minutes. So I'm going to skip ahead. Okay, so this should pop up. You're about to be signed out. You can close. And you can close this. It's just going to reboot your whole system. It's going to restart it all. And that will be the end of the video. Yeah, there we go. Restarting. I hope you all enjoyed. And make sure to like and subscribe. The next video, we will be setting up a DHCP server as well as creating folders and also sharing those folders to the Windows 10s and the users that will be creating in the upcoming videos. So stay tuned for that. Goodbye.